Welcome back to Autism Live. We are so lucky that we get to welcome back to the show Bonnie Yates, special education attorney. Bonnie is joining us from the law firm of Tollner and is it Tollner and Associates, Bonnie?
Offices.
Tollner Law Offices. We're so thrilled that she is here with us. And Bonnie, talk to us a little bit about Tollner Law Offices.
Okay, well, the thing that was supposed to happen today that's going to happen in the future is that David Tollner, who started Tollner Law Offices, is going to talk to you guys about how, well, he's going to talk to you about addendum IEPs and how parents can use them to get a satisfactory program for their kids. And in general, he's a strategy guy. He says, you know, I'm good at identifying what the target is and how to get there. But he's also like a chess player about all this. I'm learning. So, you know, he's got a really good way that he does the cases. It's efficient and it also works. And so he'll be coming on the air to talk to you about how they like to work behind the scenes with clients and sort of set the district up for some surprises. Anyway, today though, I'm going to be talking to you about educational impact. But before I do that, I'm just to say that the attorney disclaimer is that I'm answering general questions under California law and federal law. For your specific issues, if you're in Northern or Southern California, we suggest you have an intake with us. If you are in another state, we direct you to counsel of parent attorneys and advocates if you need to talk to a lawyer. And then finally, with the contact information for the firm, it's Tollner, Tollner, Law Offices. You can go to the website for the contact information. And there are now offices in San Jose, El Segundo, and Irvine. So that was a lot. I got to like streamline that. But I'm all worked up today because I have a case that involves a district trying to take a student with autism and make him ineligible for any services.
Wow.
And I think what's going on is that because he's academically successful and he has a high IQ and he's well behaved in class, they think that his autism isn't having any impact, any educational impact on him. So we are going to talk about how it could be possible that you could have a diagnosis of autism and not qualify for an IEP. That's what I want to talk about because that's what I've been researching and thinking about and talking to professionals about. So can we do a little of that?
Absolutely, because we're getting more and more of these questions too from parents that are saying, my child has a diagnosis, but they're telling me that we're not getting any services, that they don't qualify. And, you know, yes, please help us, Bonnie.
Okay. So the first thing is, where's my sheet on this? The first question when you have a disability is you know, whether or not that you have to have the qualifying symptoms of autism in California under 5 California Code of Regulations 3030, which I have here somewhere and I want to read it to you. You have to show the following autism in California. And the reason we're talking about California is because there's it's left to the states one by one to set up their own definition of educational impact. So as of July 1, 2014, the first part of this is autism means a developmental disability significantly affecting verbal and nonverbal communication and social interaction, generally evident before age 3 and adversely affecting a child's educational performance. So that's where we get that language about educational performance. It goes on to say other characteristics often associated with autism are engagement in repetitive activities and stereotype movements, resistance to environmental change or change in daily routines, and unusual responses to sensory experiences. So I went into this meeting thinking, this is crazy. how can people not understand how this child's autism has an impact on his functioning at school? But as I got into the law more and I listened to what the teaching staff was saying, I'm still kind of wrestling with whether this is just the district trying to reduce its caseload by kicking a high-functioning autistic kid off of the rolls, or whether they really believe that because the student meets or exceeds academic standards in his classroom, that therefore his autism doesn't have an educational impact. So in researching this, I learned that it's left up to the states to adopt their own definition of what educational impact is, and only 9 states have, and California has not. And one of the things that was really, surprising to me was like to see a state like Vermont that you sort of think of as liberal, although I don't really think that's accurate. They have a definition of educational impact that's very like, reading, writing, arithmetic. California doesn't have a definition. And so where we end up then is we look to federal law for guidance, and these things are going to be on a case-by-case basis. So putting myself in the shoes of the school professionals, I think my job at this meeting is going to be to explain to them why it would be possible for somebody to be academically successful but still have needs that had to be addressed through special education because they had an educational impact. And the difficulty is you need someone on your team that really understands autism well and can explain how the disability ramifies for someone who is socially unsophisticated and maybe not that successful, and so on. And their attitude kind of, I think, is, well, if he gets all his classwork done and when he goes out on the playground, he makes some minimal attempts to initially engage with kids, even if he can't sustain those initiations, then we don't think he needs an IEP. So I'm going to be I brought in an expert who works with him outside of school, and I'm going to be bringing in more to make my showing of educational impact. But what I wanted to tell you was I did find a definition of how we're supposed to handle the question of educational impact in California, and that's under federal law. There's something called the Office of Special Education Programs. They work for the Federal Department of Education, and so they rendered an opinion about how all this should be handled under federal law, and they cited me to 2 cases in our circuit, the Ninth Circuit, which also addressed this. So let's talk about what the federal government had to say about educational impact. So most of the cases are eligibility cases, and the district will be trying to say that a student's emotional disturbance doesn't have an impact on educational performance. There are also some cases involving specific learning disability and autism, but autism in California, there hasn't really been a definitive recent case. So this letter, which I'm going to read to you from, is from OSEP, the Office of Special Education Programs. It's from something called Letter to Clark, March 2007, Letter to Clark. And basically, the question that they were asked was whether a person with a speech-language impediment who passes all his courses and advances from grade to grade can't be eligible for special education. And what they went on to say was that eligibility and services must be made on a case-by-case basis, and that the regulations to IDEA 2004 instruct the districts to use a variety of assessment tools, not just one, to gather functional, developmental, and academic information about a student in order to figure out what their unique needs are. And so because of that, OSAP concluded that the question of educational impact would include adaptive behavior and so on, and not just academic information. So the question posed was, what constitutes an educational impact? The answer is educational performance as used in the IDEA and its implementing regulations is not limited to academic performance. Whether a speech and language impairment adversely affects a child's educational performance must be determined on a case-by-case basis depending on the unique needs of a particular child and not based only on discrepancies in age or grade performance in academic subject areas. In conducting an evaluation, the public agency must use a variety of assessment tools and strategies to gather relevant functional, developmental, and academic information. Therefore, the IDEA and the regulations clearly establish that the determination about whether a child is a child with a disability and is not limited to information about the child's academic performance. Furthermore, 34 Code of Federal Regulations, Section 300.101C states that each state must ensure that a free, appropriate public education is available to any individual child with a disability who needs special education and related services, even though the child has not failed or been retained in a course or grade and is advancing from grade to grade. So the opinion from OSAP cited two cases that are both in our circuit and the Ninth Circuit. One is called County of San Diego versus Special Education Hearing Office, and the other one is Seattle School District Number 1 versus BS. So Seattle, Washington is within our circuit here, our federal circuit, which includes Hawaii, Washington, Idaho, Oregon, California. So
which circuit is that, Bonnie? Is that the Ninth Circuit? It's not, isn't it?
No, that is the ninth.
It is the ninth. So
I looked at those cases to see what they added to the mix and discovered that they were positive for us. So the first one, which was the was the Seattle case. That student had emotional disturbance, and she was not eligible for special education. She displayed behaviors, physical and verbal aggression, lying, stealing, oppositional defiant disorder. She was expelled. She was made eligible under emotional disturbance, even though she had age-appropriate academic scores, because she had behavior that adversely impacted her educational performance. Quote, everyone agrees that AS was bright, exceptionally bright, and thus was able to test appropriately on standardized tests. This is not the sine qua non of educational benefit, however. The term unique educational needs shall be broadly construed to include the handicapped child's academic, social, health, emotional, communicative, physical, and vocational needs. So that's really where we need to be going with this, is we need to show how the autism, in this case, is affecting his social, health, emotional, communicative, physical, and vocational needs. I'm certainly not going to be able to get very far with his academic work because they're reporting him as, doing wonderfully on everything. So then the County of San Diego case essentially says that you have to consider, let me just read the quote. When determining whether a child's educational performance was adversely affected by the child's emotional condition, the federal appellate court governing California requires that consideration also be given to a student's need for behavioral and emotional growth. The law does not require poor standardized test scores in order to find an adverse effect on educational performance. So I am going to be going back and listening to the psychologist's report and seeing how she makes the case that this doesn't have an impact on educational performance. That's what I'll be doing, and it's going to take some doing, so I can update you about that. But anyway, that's why you get into the discussion about whether or not somebody with autism has an idea qualifying disability.
So
It's
I,
shocking.
I have a couple of questions, because here's what bothers me about this. And you know that I'm not a legal mind, and I count on you to explain things to me. So having that asterisk there. But it's the Ninth Circuit, and that's why I asked you which circuit it is. Isn't it the Ninth Circuit that had made a ruling that the Supreme Court overruled in 2017 and said that what they were doing and what the Ninth Circuit had agreed to was de minimis, the absolute
You're
minimum.
talking about Andrew.
But so then the Supreme Court.
Well, let me clarify. You're talking about Andrew F., correct?
I don't know, because I just know that there was a case and that the Supreme Court came back, overturned the Ninth Circuit, and said de minimis is not enough.
Okay. Well, I think Andrew F. is from Texas, so maybe I'm not sure what you're referring to. Andrew F. said that progress has to be based on the child's unique circumstances, and the IEP has to be appropriately ambitious. I'm not understanding from my research that there's a recent Supreme Court case that deals with this question.
Well, it doesn't. It doesn't exactly, because it just says de minimis is not enough. That was part of the decision
But Shannon,
in special education.
We're not talking about idea progress. We're talking about ability to even have an IEP.
Right.
We're talking about eligibility.
Right, but here's why, because I was starting someplace, I'm going someplace. See if you can follow my not legal mind. But it seems like to me that, and I know that it's just like this question of are they eligible? But part of what IDEA says is that it is it's to help individuals educationally, but also to set them up for success in their life. And I know it's sort of reverse engineering, but if the thing that you're trying to make yourself eligible for says, we're giving you, what our purpose is to help you with academic, but also to set you up for the rest of your life, then saying that you're ineligible for it because we don't have to work on educational things seems wrong to me.
Well, it is wrong, and I think we need a clear decision about the relationship between IDEA 2004 and this question of educational impact. Because IDEA 2004 said, hey, listen, some of the most important stuff a student's going to do is graduate and grow up and go out into the community and be employable and exercise his own legal rights. And you don't get there without an IEP that gives you help in these other areas, because I think the students that are high functioning do tend to get their needs get minimized by the teachers. If you don't address their autism, I think the concern is they're going to develop huge emotional problems and anxiety and coping problems in middle school and high school, where they're not in kind of the more sheltered cocoon of the elementary school.
Well, and in fact, when they get into those grades and eventually they have an individual transition plan to go from the IEP to their life after school, part of what they're working on in the ITP is not, it's like, what is your support system going to be? Where are you going to live? Where are you going to work? And who are the people who are going to support you to do that? But if we have denied them them the right to that plan by saying that they were ineligible because of education, to me, that feels like de minimis. If the plan is to set you up for educational, access to education and the rest of your life, and we said we're denying you because you don't need the education piece, to me, that's de minimis. That's where I was going with that whole argument.
De minimis has nothing to do with eligibility. De minimis has to do with when you are eligible, what standard is the district held to when it writes an IEP
Sure.
and it evaluates annual performance. But what you're saying is that the education of a person that's under 18 should be done with the idea in mind that he's going to have an ITP and he's going to go out into the big world and he's going to need skills to be successful. And I absolutely agree with that. And when I bookend it, shortcut it, what I say is, look, it's not enough to get the math problem right. You got to be able to get into the job interview and get the gig,
Yes.
So I'm wanting to make people aware of where the eligibility definition is for autism and how the district is using it against children that are higher functioning and are doing okay academically. I also think that sometimes the okay academically might be better revealed by some kind of outside objective testing as opposed to, there's lots of ways to control results in the classroom. Yeah. And there's lots of evidence that the grading is very subjective. Yeah. But I think my task now in this case is to try to educate this IEP team about the fact that, this student may look better to you than a lot of other kids you've seen, but that isn't really the criteria.
Right.
And when they write a report and they make a determination about whether or not the disability affects educational performance, they have to be able to tell you what definition they are using for educational performance. And this psychologist was not prepared for this, because when she walked in and I said, what's the definition of educational performance you're using? She said, go back to 5 CCR 3030. I mean, she didn't say it like that, but she said, I'm using the definition of educational performance that you see when you look at the statute in California that defines autism as a qualifying disability. The problem with that was that the statute says nothing about what the definition of educational performance is. It just says that autism means a developmental disability that significantly affects a child's educational performance. So it's not really going to work for her to go back to her drawing board and come into the meeting next time and say, well, hey, I know last time it seemed like when I did this, I didn't use a definition of educational performance, but actually I really did, and here's what it is. It's not going to fly with me.
No.
Anyway,
Bonnie's on the job. Bonnie's on the case, literally.
That's where we are, and yeah, to me, it's a hot issue.
It's a very hot issue because I'll tell you, we see this not only in the school, but we see this in other environments. We had a case of a young girl with autism who went missing here in Southern California. And of course, we have the Silver Law in place now that includes, the verbiage of it includes individuals. It can include individuals on the spectrum if they are not able to make decisions for themselves, so that if they go missing, we can speed up the missing person thing and have it be by a different criteria. Well, so this young teenage girl went missing and the police were not activating the Silver Alert. And I was on the phone with them saying, on behalf of the mom, saying, no, we've been through this before. Here's what you need to know. Here's what you need to know about it. And the police officer was saying, I have the young girl's phone. She's able to text. Therefore, I don't think she qualifies for this. And I was like, let me explain to you.
Yeah.
I'm sure that she can text, but that does not mean that she has the ability to discern whether someone is a safe person or not.
Yeah, exactly.
And he wasn't getting it. He was like, since she can text, she must be fine.
I know that we need to wrap up, but what I want to say is I believed that there was a lot of publicity about the 1987 study at UCLA about autism, and that as parents got educated about autism, and professionals did, that we sort of have this collective body of knowledge about what autism is and how it manifests, and that the presentation can be subtle but disabling, quite disabling.
Yeah.
And I feel like now what's going on is parents are very vulnerable. They may end up in no ABA program for early intervention. They may end up in an ABA program that's basically being run by the insurance company, and all the parents are getting is parent training, and they don't even know that autism treatment is actually direct one-to-one therapy along with other things. And so what I'm seeing now is a lot of kids, it's not that they aren't eligible. They're eligible. The district convinces the parent that they don't need more than a paraprofessional. They probably had very good prospects when they were a pre-kindergartner or kindergartner. Now they're 12 or 13, and the ramifications of not properly addressing their autism in the classroom is showing up in terms of behavioral problems, issues with bullying, reading comprehension problems, and just, generally not looking as good as I thought they were going to look when in kindergarten, that student had a lot of, what's the right word, characteristics that made him look like he could very successfully, negotiate his landscape. He just needed some intensive teaching. So I'm not really saying that well, but my point is, if people are concerned about students being successful in school and not being alienated and feeling a part of things, we got to take care of them.
That's right.
So many kids are developing emotional problems because of the way the districts are handling their autism. That, I had somebody tell me, frankly, I'd rather deal with the autism than the emotional symptoms. They become really bad. They sometimes rise to the level that the student can't go to school anymore because they're so anxious.
Yeah, I had a friend who is a BCBA who said to me, what we see is that we've learned so much about how to help build skills and diminish skills, but in helping an individual go from the world of autism that they were in into being in our world, it is unconscionable if we don't take care of that individual and the anxiety that they will now feel being in our world. That's the piece of the puzzle that a lot of ABA providers, don't necessarily get at, and that we as a community have to take responsibility for that and rise to the level and occasion that we set up for these individuals. We brought them into our world. We did that. And now we have to make sure that they have everything that they need to be happy and successful in our world. And I think that we're not anywhere near there yet. But it is our responsibility to, it's wonderful how much progress our kiddos can make. And I think the school is going, oh, good, you're doing so well, we won't have to stick with this. But there's a piece that they're missing. And as parents and advocates and you as a lawyer, we need to keep pushing the boundaries on this so that we make sure that they are well taken care of.
Well, it's the same question you always have with people that are less fortunate. Are you going to let them sleep under bridges, or are you going to, try to help them for the reason that you don't want the emergency rooms to be full of sick people when you take your little baby there,
Yeah.
It's really not, it's really, self-interested to look after other people.
Yeah.
It's not, it's how we treat our very young and how we treat our very old and how we treat disabled people. We all know the rules about that. I mean, certain things don't change over time. And the thing about autism, the flip side of autism, is unlike some of the other disabilities, these people can have really successful outcomes and they can have a meaningful life, and they cannot be in an institutional program from 8 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock at night because their society's, cast-offs. So We haven't touched at all on the difficulties in getting jobs for people with autism. That's another conversation.
Yeah.
But the idea that these people are going to learn from their environment and we don't need to teach the soft skills is not borne out by what we know about autism.
There we go. Well, a very inspirational talk, Miss Bonnie. We appreciate you and the time that you're here with us, and we want to thank Tollner Law Offices. Do you want to give their information again?
Tollner Law Offices is on the web. You can Google Tollner Law Offices and get the various phone numbers. And if you're in Southern California or Northern California and you want to have a consultation with an attorney about your child's particular case, you can contact me or you can contact Tollner San Jose and we'll set something up for you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Bonnie, for being with us. And Bonnie will be back with us next week. I forgot to mention we'd have one more show on the 23rd, and then you will be the last show of the 2019, Miss Bonnie.
Okay. All right.
That's we consider that an honor.
Well, look, every day above ground is an honor, and
That's
we'll
right.
answer your questions. There were a lot of them.
Yes.
They're good ones. We'll answer them next week.
Okay. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Bonnie.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Hey, thanks for watching Autism Live. To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.